things that really comes through, or the main thing that really comes through in this film, is the absolute respect that you guys have for the military and the Navy SEALs in general. It's obviously really important to you. Can you talk about why did you feel like there was kind of a lack in media of that sort of respect given to the military?
I really can't explain. I can't sort of speak for the media, but for us, once we were sort of both humbled and honored to be led into this community and we met these men, they were just some of the most noble men you'd ever met. I mean, completely dedicated to their country, really extremely dedicated family men and fathers, and and fantastically professional at their job. And once you connect with this brotherhood and you really start to hear the stories and you realize how much they've sacrificed in the last 10 years of sustained combat deployments and how much their families have been through, we just felt compelled as Americans to communicate this.
Mm-hmm. I think what's happened in the last 40 years is, we have the hangover effect from Vietnam still, and I feel like these men, today are so incredibly heroic, and we're only for some reason showing a very small portion of who represents them. And when we got a chance to meet all of them, it's like, wow, it's so refreshing. They're so humble and proud of what they do. This is why we wanted to use the real guys. There's no better way to portray them than use them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're working with active duty Navy SEALs, and my brother was actually a Marine, and I remember getting calls where he said, I'm going to be gone for X amount of time, I can't tell you where I'm going. And I just remember what that was like, and I'm just wondering, as you're shooting this film, did you ever have that experience where they came to you and said that? Yeah,
it's a really great point. Almost everyone in the platoon that's in the film redeployed on a full combat deployment during the making of the film. So they would leave, and our buddies, and that was the thing. It wasn't about the movie at that point. We connected with what it must be like for the families and friends, to have your buddies go down range, and we're just really thankful that everybody's come back safe so far.
The crazy part was one of our leads. He just got back last week from 11-month deployment.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's imagine that coming back from Afghanistan into this whirlwind.
Yeah, of movies and all that implies. Yeah, I mean, it sort of puts things into perspective in a nice way. Look, it has to have these challenges, like we're talking about, of they've got to be called, but it's also got to kind of be a thrill. You're working with live ammo real ships. I mean, is that fun?
You're working with the best guys in the world at what they do. I mean, these guys are just so unbelievably talented. So to have the honor of working side by side with them and to tell their story, I think was truly rewarding for us.
It's a once in a lifetime, right? It's just how would you ever beat this? Being able to work with that kind of talent.
And also, everything in the film is absolutely authentic and legit how it goes down. All the operational planning was done by the SEALs. So it's as it goes down. And we were running ops in real time. So the audience is going to get immersed in the middle of their world.
You paint a pretty scary picture. Mm-hmm. How dangerous do you think the world actually is? I mean, do you think this is...
I just personally feel that, our military has been doing such a phenomenal job that we've forgotten the threat that's out there, just because our homeland hasn't been hit since for 10, almost 11 years now. And we've forgotten. And that threat out there is still there.
Well, circling back to kind of the fun aspect of it, was there one quintessential moment where you just looked at each other and said you were so excited to be a part of your own movie? I mean, out in the middle in the subs?
Yeah, the submarine, absolutely. But I think for he and I, being in the middle of a live fire gunfight, with some of the best gunfighters in the world, was truly a fantastic experience, because it's all on the line. Everybody's working off trust and competency, and to really sort of be in the middle of that and experience it was pretty unique.
Did you shoot a gun?
No, you know what? When you get to be a part of what we call orchestrated chaos with live fire, when you see some of these scenes, and for us being in the middle of it, and you're thinking to yourself, man, how did they not shoot each other? Because boats are spinning, guns are spinning, and guys are in the water, and there's so much chaos going on, yet they all are so aware. It was just like Mouse and I at the end of that scene were just like, we both looked at each other, we're just like, wow, that was amazing.
That was.
Yeah.